Today's story comes right at the end of Matthew 7, and it's a really well-known one. Anyone who grew up in church would have been taught it from an early age. I mean, we sang songs about it, we coloured in pictures about it, and we loved it. But it wasn't until I learnt it for myself with the purpose of speaking it out that I began to realise how serious it is. And I don't think I ever heard, and if I heard it, I didn't understand the implications of the opening sentence. Everyone who hears my teaching and applies it to his life. And I just thought it was a nice song about a wise builder and a foolish builder. And of course, I was wise, and so was everyone else around me, because we were singing the song. Again, it is so simple and yet so challenging. How many things in my life have I been taught and I've gone, that is really true, that's a really good idea. I'm going to do that. And I have done absolutely nothing to action it in my life. And for years, I knew that exercise was good for me, but I never did it consistently enough to see the effects in my body. And it wasn't until I married a machine of a man who is passionate about health. And with him beside me, I learned a little consistency. And then I was able to see, oh my goodness, exercise does make a difference when I put a bit of effort in. It's the same with Jesus' teaching. I may know what he says, but if I don't do it, it's meaningless. Let me share the passage with you. Everyone who hears my teaching and applies it to his life can be compared to a wise man who built his house on an unshakable foundation. When the rain fell and the floods came with fierce wind beating against his house, it stood firm because of its strong foundation. But anyone who hears my teaching and does not apply it to his life can be compared to a foolish man who built his house upon sand. When it rained and the floods came with fierce wind beating against his house, it collapsed and was swept away. My prayer is that we would not only hunger after knowing what Jesus said, but we would be people of integrity who apply what he says to our lives.